We love to do comfortable things and delay what doesn't comfort us. We are naturally drawn to comfort because our brains are wired to seek pleasure and avoid pain. However, we also want to achieve our goals, which require lots of uncomfortable tasks, and this is where procrastination starts. We often procrastinate because we fear taking on challenges, overwhelm, or perfectionism. In our modern world, there are so many things that give us comfort, such as scrolling through social media, online games, or TV movies. When we think about starting a task, our brain says, "Watch just one more episode if you've ever been there," and I know you have, you're not alone. An interesting fact is procrastination isn't just a bad habit. It's a deeply human experience. It whispers to us, "Not now, later." And we listen, even when we know better. But why? Why do we sabotage our own best intentions? This video explores the philosophy of procrastination and how to beat it for good. Let's pause and think about time for a moment. Procrastination happens because your mind sees your present self and future self as two separate people. Right now, you're cozy, perhaps sipping coffee, watching the light dance through the trees, or scrolling on your phone. You feel safe, relaxed, and maybe a little distracted. Meanwhile, your future self, the one who has to face the deadline, carry the stress, and handle the consequences, feels like a distant stranger. Imagine two friends planning a camping trip. One friend eagerly suggests packing supplies, mapping the trails, and starting early. The other shrugs, saying, "Why rush? Let's just enjoy the view for now." The twist: both friends are you. This tug-of-war plays out in your mind every time you delay a task. It's a curious thing, isn't it? The part of you that seeks comfort now also leaves tomorrow's version of yourself in a bind. But what if you could see time differently? Picture the present and future selves not as rivals, but as companions walking the same path through a serene forest. What would you do to help your companion carry the load? When you view procrastination this way, it becomes less about avoiding discomfort and more about building harmony between who you are now and who you hope to be. Now let me tell you about Leonardo da Vinci, a name that instantly brings to mind genius and creativity. But did you know he was also a master of procrastination? He spent 16 years refining the Mona Lisa, adding tiny details no one else would have noticed. Many of his projects, though, remained unfinished, left behind because his ambitions overwhelmed him. Leonardo's story shows us something surprising. Procrastination doesn't come from laziness. It often stems from a deep sense of care. We delay because we fear imperfection or worry about falling short of our expectations. Sometimes, we even fear succeeding and what might come next. But here's a comforting thought: this hesitation shows that what we're working on truly matters to us. Procrastination isn't as harmless as it feels in the moment, is it? Sure, the distraction offers temporary relief, like watching raindrops race down a windowpane when there's work waiting. But soon, guilt slips in, like a fog settling over a quiet landscape. This is the procrastination loop: delay, feel a brief calm, then wrestle with guilt, only to repeat it all. Starting is always the hardest part, isn't it? That looming task can feel as big as a mountain, casting a shadow over your day. You sit there, staring at it, unsure where to begin. But here's the truth: you don't need to conquer the mountain all at once. You just need to take one small step. Imagine you have a long report to write. The thought of finishing it feels impossible, like standing at the base of a steep trail. Instead of climbing to the summit in one go, start by writing a single sentence. Just one. That tiny act sparks momentum, like a pebble rolling downhill, gathering speed and energy as it moves. And if even that feels daunting, try something simpler. Close your eyes and picture your future self, not as a stranger but as a dear friend. They're standing further down the path, waiting for your help. What small thing could you do today to make their journey easier? Sometimes, all it takes is shifting your perspective. A task isn't a burden, it's an invitation to grow, to create, to contribute. You will procrastinate sometimes, and that's okay. Life isn't about perfect execution, it's about learning as you go. When you catch yourself delaying, don't fall into the trap of self-blame. Instead, be kind to yourself. Imagine standing in a quiet meadow, surrounded by whispers of the wind. Forgiveness can feel like that, a moment of peace in the chaos of your mind. Research shows that self-compassion isn't just comforting, it's effective. People who forgive themselves for procrastinating are far more likely to take positive steps forward. When you're gentle with yourself, you create space for growth. So, the next time you delay, pause. Take a deep breath. Maybe even smile, a soft, knowing smile that says, "It's okay. I'm human." Then, focus on one small action you can take. Write a sentence, clear a corner of your desk, or even just plan your next step. Forgiveness doesn't mean ignoring the task, it means releasing the weight of guilt so you can move forward with clarity. When you practice self-compassion, you transform procrastination from a roadblock into a stepping stone. Each stumble becomes part of your journey, and isn't that what makes progress truly meaningful? But what if procrastination isn't your enemy but a quiet teacher? It often holds a mirror to your inner world, reflecting your fears, your hopes, and what truly matters. When you find yourself avoiding a task, pause and ask, what is this hesitation trying to tell me? Sometimes, the answers are unexpected, like catching your own reflection in a still pond. Maybe the task feels too overwhelming, like standing before a vast, uncharted wilderness. Or perhaps it's not even your goal to begin with, something you're pursuing because of others' expectations. Procrastination invites you to dig deeper, to uncover whether your delay is about the task or something within you. When you see procrastination this way, it becomes more than a frustrating habit. It becomes an opportunity for self-awareness. Beating procrastination isn't about forcing yourself to work harder. It's about learning to move gently with yourself, not against yourself. Think of it like walking through a sunlit forest, finding a pace that feels natural. When you approach tasks with this mindset, they stop feeling like battles and start feeling manageable. Break your goals into smaller, approachable steps. Even the tiniest progress matters. Celebrate those moments, like spotting a flower blooming along the path. Each step forward, no matter how small, brings you closer to where you want to be. And remember, life isn't a race. It's not about how fast you finish but about the journey itself. Leonardo da Vinci didn't rush his masterpieces, yet they still became timeless. The next time procrastination whispers to you, don't rush to silence it. Instead, pause. Take a breath. What is it trying to tell you? Perhaps it's fear, of not getting it right or of facing the unknown. Maybe it's perfectionism holding you back or simply your body asking for rest. Whatever it is, listen with patience. Understanding your hesitation is the first step toward moving forward with intention. When you respond with kindness instead of frustration, you shift the energy. The task no longer feels like an enemy. It becomes a part of your journey, waiting for your touch. And who knows? That thing you've been delaying, whether it's a project, a conversation, or a dream, might just turn into your next masterpiece. Sometimes, all it takes is a little pause to uncover the potential hidden in the things we fear to begin. Procrastination isn't your enemy, it's an invitation to grow. As you understand its message and take small, intentional steps, you can transform hesitation into progress. So what do you think about this? Write in the comments and thanks for watching.